Consolidated Dispatch Operator 381.
Yes, hey. So I'm the chief engineer at Canada Outlet. We have 2 buses that are here. It's a group of young, like 12, 13-year-old girls, and they need to board this bus. We have somebody, I don't know if he's alive, they like right next to the bus and on the wood line, which is terrifying.
My partner's already sending the closest available units.
Just in bushes right there.
There's a deceased female.
Blunt force trauma to the head.
So around 7:53 this morning, patrol responded to a call for an unidentified body in the bushes. Initially, we thought it was potentially a hit and run.
He's in almost full rigor. Looking at it, you can tell if she wasn't hit by a car, she was beaten up.
It looks like it's going to be a homicide.
Your carrier will be around.
For homicide detectives, their chance of solving a murder is cut in half if they don't get a lead within the first 48 hours. North Charleston, South Carolina.
I love North Charleston because it is a unique city. I mean, people flock here, 100,000 people to like 200-some thousand people during the day.
North Charleston is a truly diverse city.
The city of North Charleston, the police department, and the community itself is just a big family. And, you know, our crime rate is steady dropping. You know, we getting the bad guys off the street.
Deal with a lot of high-end situations that perhaps a cop in a smaller town wouldn't get that kind of experience. I do like that about North Charleston, that you never know what's going to happen.
I feel that the community interacts very well with police. We've spent a long time building that trust.
Well, I would say at least 50% of the people that we get in contact with, I either know a family member or went to school with a family member, or we actually grew up in the same neighborhood. And then be able to help these moms and dads and family members, I feel great about that.
You have to have a servant's heart somewhere down inside of you. You have to come in here to say that I'm going to serve people and that I'm going to be the one that's going to fight for those who can't fight for themselves.
The team has a 73% solve rate, 20% higher than the national average.
First thing that pops in my head when I think of unit is unity, you know, friendship, family. We all work together, always have each other's back. We're always there to help each other to accomplish the same goal.
We all come from different backgrounds of life. We all have different years of experience in law enforcement. Sergeant Bailey just told me this morning he's got a pair of socks that are older than I am.
Unlike some departments, North Charleston doesn't immediately assign a lead detective, approaching each case as a team.
When we have a homicide occur, it could be a day or two later that we'll assign a case agent to it. And a lot of things come into factor with that. The connections that could be made on scene. You'll see that one detective has a stronger connection with the family than another detective. If it's going to be solved relatively quick, you're going to want to assign that to somebody that's going to be able to get everything together in a timely fashion. We're here trying to do the right thing, get justice for people.
So right now we're heading over to the Tanger Outlet area. We've got a female that's deceased in the bushes over near one of the hotels in between. We have homeless population in the area, so, you know, vulnerable people in bad situations.
She took one to her head, to her right eye.
The cause of death is blunt force trauma.
I'm not seeing a club or a bar. Might have just beat her with his hands, honestly. But she looks pretty fragile.
We're trying to identify her.
Detectives find no identification on the victim.
The coroner will get all that information.
Hopefully, if she's been in Charleston County, we'll get her identified by fingerprints.
On this side, a lot of the bushes You can tell they're broken, where possible she was pulled in from this side. Bunch of fingernails. Possible struggle out here.
Blanket got blood and drag marks.
We really gotta wait to find out who she is before we can really get further from there. Hey, go over here to see if they'll give you a tenant list.
Now it's the job of figuring out where we got a couple witnesses.
How are you? I'm Detective Detective Miller. Come here.
So we got multiple witnesses.
The team identifies 2 hotel residents who might have information about the victim.
One of the gentlemen, he's saying that a girl named Kelly, he saw her wearing like a blue sweatshirt and like some blue sweatpants. And that clothing kind of matches what our victim's wearing.
So the lady I spoke to, she's not from here. She said her friend left and never returned last night.
The 2 witnesses are taken to homicide for questioning.
We have a name. We'll start going through the tenant list.
The fire extinguisher over there, it's not in the right spot. Okay.
CSI finds a fire extinguisher left near the hotel's front office.
Maybe it's going to be related.
Take photos of the fingerprint where it's supposed to be.
I'm trying to find her on camera, seeing who she was with.
Corporal Tim Holly and Detective Cameron Miller break off to look for nearby businesses with surveillance cameras.
All right, I'm going to the office.
Okay, thanks. Now the coroner got the fingerprints back, so it's going to be Kelly Wingate. That's going to be her.
48-year-old Kelly Wallace Wingate was born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina. She had 3 daughters, ages 29, 28, and 13, and a 16-year-old son who thought of her as the cool mom who loved to paint. 13 years ago, she opened a carpentry store, but struggled with drug addiction and ended up living on the street.
Looks like the victim's daughter is local. The coroner will be making that notification. At least 30+ arrests for drugs and shoplifting. We'll try to draw a link, try to figure out what the link is. He knew Kelly. Start with him.
All right. So I'm Detective Reeves. We met out there at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you coming in and talking to me. Who was that? Tell me all about Kelly.
Kelly is a homeless lady from here. Kelly does drugs. She does heroin. She told me she was in the parking lot. Kelly told me she got trespassed from there, so I don't know where she stays.
Tell me what happened yesterday.
Kelly, I seen him probably 10 o'clock-ish.
He says he saw the victim with the other resident who was brought to headquarters near a picnic table at the back of the hotel.
How do you know her?
I just met her last night.
So back here, 10 p.m. last night. What happened?
I went back inside and go to sleep. I woke up like 6:30, right before it was getting light out.
Mm-hmm.
And I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and was the only one at the picnic table now. I said, where's Kelly, you know? And she said, I don't know, she left. And she said she moved some blankets and stuff, and she never came back. I was like, okay, well. She said that she was worried about her because some white dude was harassing her. And I said, one thing about Kelly, you know, she's been on here, she knows how to handle herself, you know. She's like, well, this guy is really, he was scaring me, so. And that's all there was this. So,
said that there was a black male.
Mm-hmm. Harassing Kelly.
Did she tell you who it was?
No, she didn't know the names.
Did she tell you what the black male looked like?
No.
Did she tell you that she had ever seen him before?
No, she never said that either.
I'm gonna give you my number. That way you can text me.
Okay.
We'll get you out of here. She mentioned to us that she was with Kelly last night. How are you?
The team turns to the woman who said her friend went missing last night.
When did you get in town?
Be 2 weeks, Monday.
Okay. How did you meet Kelly?
I met her yesterday. I went to go sit down at her camp because I just got done walking.
Where's her camp?
It's kind of like where the sign is, but a little bit further down.
She says Kelly was staying in a tent near the hotel parking lot where she was found.
What time yesterday did you meet her?
It was probably about 1.
In the afternoon?
Mm-hmm. We started walking around. We're talking about our kids because we have kids around the same age. And she just seemed like a sweet person. Like she had a good heart. And she's like, I'm gonna take you in. You stick with me. Us girls gotta stick together because there's a bunch of weirds out here. So we went to Circle K.
What time do you go to Circle K?
I'm not sure. It was nighttime. And she's like, that guy over there started trouble with me.
She says she pointed to a man standing outside the convenience store.
Like last week, he pulled me by my hair, hit me, and...
Is there any altercation at Circle K?
No, nothing.
What does this guy look like?
He's black, big eyes, bald. He had dark black jacket on. I don't know if it was blue jeans or black jeans. He had tennis shoes on. And he acted like he was like some tough guy. Like he just run his mouth to people. And then we walked back to the hotel. We're sitting outside chit-chatting.
Where are you chit-chatting now?
We're sitting at the picnic table at the hotel. And we're talking about our older kids and how it'd be neat that we got all the situation that we're in, that our kids would meet. She decided, I'm going to get some blankets.
Do you have any idea what time this is?
It's around 11:30.
It's just the two of y'all?
Yeah. And she's like, I'll be back in about 2 minutes. 10 minutes went by. Nothing. And I'm starting to worry. And he just happened to come by, and he's saying...
He being bald-headed black guy,
yeah.
Black jacket?
Yeah, and he said something and it didn't make sense. And then he just come running at me. So I got up, and I'm scared. And I keep remembering, well, Kelly keeps telling me that he's hit her. What's he going to do to me? And I was running full speed because at that time my adrenaline was rushing. I went across the street where there's lighting, and I knew there was people in case something happened. See, just the way his demeanor was, it just scared me. And then I heard him yelling. He was yelling at her.
She says when she was across the street, she heard a man yelling at someone near the hotel.
He was yelling, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you.
Where does he go on?
I don't know. I didn't see where he went off to.
This bald-headed black man, have you seen him at all today?
No. I felt like something bad happened. Kelly, she has not been back. She's not been back all night. And I told myself, I wish I would have went to go search for her, to look for her, because if I would have looked for her, maybe she would be around.
She's dead. Give me a few.
Why? She's such a beautiful person. Oh, so hard and cold. But I don't think anybody if they need it.
"3 hours in,
They responded to an incident where a crazy guy sprayed a fire extinguisher.
Corporal Rob Van Tyne finds a police report about a recent disturbance at the hotel near the crime scene.
So there's a call at some point last night involving somebody out there spraying people with a fire extinguisher. It's room 315. Robert Gardner.
A hotel resident identified 42-year-old Robert Antonio Gardner as the alleged offender with the fire extinguisher.
But he wasn't caught.
Matches the description of our suspect.
Gardner was born and raised in Charleston. He has previous misdemeanor convictions for drug possession and shoplifting. Then, detectives get another lead.
A female let us know that, hey, I have information about what happened last night.
While canvassing for surveillance video, another resident of the hotel approached Corporal Tim Holly with possible information about the murder.
There's somebody to interview her. Hopefully she can tell us who did it.
I appreciate you coming in on his day to Holly. Did you see Kelly yesterday?
Oh, I never saw her at all.
When was the last time you've seen?
Like a week before.
Okay. Kind of just run me through yesterday's events.
So when I pulled into the store, about 1:30.
She says she was at the convenience store last night.
The dude Rob. That's all I know him by. He was like, "Are you going back to the hotel?" I said, "Yeah, he's gonna get a ride." I was like, "No, I got too much stuff in my car." He had gotten in trouble at the store for stealing.
Okay, he got in trouble at the store.
So that's why he wanted to get a ride to get out of there.
Okay.
So, I guess I went to the hotel. I was sitting in my car because me and my boyfriend were arguing.
Okay.
And, so while I was sitting there good, maybe 30, 45 minutes, and this Rob walked up to the car like, he was just pouring sweat. I've never seen nobody that wet in my life.
Okay.
When he came to the car, he said, "You know that bitch?" You don't know that bitch.
She says Robert brought up the name of another woman.
You don't know Kelly? He was like, "Hey, I got that bitch good."
I got that bitch. That's what he said?
Yeah. He never, like, said anything that he did to her.
Okay. And then where did he go?
He went to the second floor, and then he just disappeared.
Have you seen Rob since this incident?
No. He disappeared and he came in.
What does look like?
I don't even know.
Okay.
She claims she doesn't know the other woman Robert was talking about.
How long have you known Rob?
Maybe 8 months.
Can you describe him to me? What does he look like?
He's kind of dark, 5'8", 5'9".
Alright. Do you remember what he was wearing yesterday?
He had blue jeans on. He was a dark blue shirt, but he had a jacket on. Grayish black looking color.
Alright, we want to show you one thing and then we'll get you out of here.
Okay.
So the witnesses talked about Rob being upset with another female, but I believe he was referring to Kelly as being the individual that he got. He said, "I got that bitch." A lot of times with a lot of these young ladies, they'll give us a little bit of information, but they won't always give us everything, just because they don't want to be labeled as a rat or they don't want to get beat up or anything like that. So we can't push them too hard, then they'll just shut down and then they'll walk out. So sometimes we have to kind of be careful.
We're going to line up Robert Gardner. We'll get a person who doesn't know anything about the case to create a lineup for us. You know, she identifies him as being the one who said, "I just got that bitch."
Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna end up showing you one picture at a time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. And what is his name?
Rob.
right, give me a second.
Witness interviews definitely did help, but none of the witnesses we have so far saw the murder.
Rob, he'll be on video footage with Kelly at the Circle K.
That would be good.
An hour later.
Who's got a video?
That's the victim.
And the witness.
We see her show up at 11:25.
But she's friends with all the clerks.
At 11:29. There he is. That's him. Yeah, she gets out of there immediately. She sees him. Just walk out.
He's just raging, pacing back and forth.
12:06.
Her car's pulling up, just like she said.
Because he does talk to her.
Everything is matching up.
I think we just got an effort to get arrest warrants. The witness placed the suspect in the same area where the body and the victim's camp is at, with him yelling out, "I'm gonna kill you." Another witness identified him as being the guy who said, "I just got that bitch." So her statement combined with that statement combined with the video that we got, we can piece it all together to say that the person who said, "I just got that bitch," is the same person who ran into the wood line saying, "I'm gonna kill you." Whose case is this?
Cam's.
With all signs pointing to Robert Gardner as their suspect, the case is assigned to rookie detective Cam Miller as lead.
I feel really good about solving Cam's case for him.
I think I have enough. Right now, just trying to put all the pieces together because we have so many hands in it, so we're trying to put everything that we have together. But right now, I'm gonna try to type in warrants, and then hopefully we're gonna try to get out and locate this dude.
I'm right around the Tanger area and see if I can see him.
The team searches the area around the crime scene for Robert Gardner.
We'll probably try to get this dude by the end of the night, just because of how brutal it was. And he seems to be targeting multiple women, so the longer this dude's out, the higher of a chance he does it to somebody else. We don't need that.
2 hours into the search.
Oh, yeah, I am sorry, officer. The detective do a drive-by and see if it's him.
268's en route to you. Yep, he's wearing the exact same.
How you doing? Can you tell me your name?
Yeah, it's him. North Charleston, please. Stand up, face the wall. This is an investigation. That's all I can say. Detectives want to talk to you.
So went down and brought him up. We're walking. I look down on his shoes, and he has what appears to be blood on his shoes.
Hopefully we can talk to him. What's up, man? I'm Detective Miller. You ever been in trouble before? Yeah? Okay. Where you from?
Charleston.
Charleston. What's the highest level of education you completed?
6.
6th grade?
Why are you here? I was sitting out in front of the restaurant eating, and the police pull up on me. Why am I here?
Like, what time today did you get to the restaurant?
Damn, 11 o'clock a.m.
Where were you before that?
I was nowhere.
All right. So there was an incident with a female that happened probably between midnight and probably like 6 o'clock this morning.
And what I gotta do with me? I don't got no female friends.
Can you walk me through what happened with you yesterday?
No.
No?
But that's that. I don't gotta answer nothing. I sleep like tired, bro.
I know you're tired. I can tell you're tired. So can you tell me where you were yesterday? Mr. Gardner?
He's just trying to get in Cam's head. Mind game type of thing.
Oh, for sure.
Am I doing something wrong?
You're letting him get to you.
He's a very smart criminal.
You just go in there and be straight up honest with him. Like, you're in here right now because you're a person of interest. We have witnesses who are saying you murdered the girl.
Just took all your clothes because you're a person of interest. We got a bunch of video from the area.
You know, he's the one who's got to explain himself. He's the one who's got to try and justify what he did.
Hey, Robert. You know who that is? She look familiar? She was beat to death. She look familiar? No? You were the last person in that area with that female.
That's a lie, because I ain't been with that lady.
It's not a lie, it's on video. I have video surveillance from Circle K. You were there last night.
I was not with that lady.
You were at Circle K.
I've been at Circle K, but I ain't been with no lady.
Yeah. After you left Circle K, you walked back towards the extended stay, right?
I went through the extended stay.
Did you see anybody as you were walking to the extended stay?
There was a girl by Quality and Extended sleeping on a bench.
Well, where's that bench at?
Right by Zaxby's.
He says the woman he saw was near a neighboring hotel, 100 feet from where Kelly was found.
Did you see that female?
No, she was covered up. She had like a white blanket on.
She was by herself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who else did you see there?
I was talking to somebody over the fence. She got smart. I asked her if she had an extra pipe. Mine's broke.
Okay, what'd she say to you?
She was like, get the hell on or something, and then that's when I kept walking through the parking lot.
Okay, so when you walked through the parking lot, where did you go to?
Well, y'all picked me up, and I slept out there last night.
But you never seen this female before?
I see her around.
But you recall seeing her last night?
I saw her at the Circle K, and that's it. She don't be with me. She be with some other dude with dreads.
I don't think that's true, because she wasn't with that dude with dreads. There was blood on your shoes. Whose blood is on your shoes then?
Mine.
Yours? What happened?
I cut my foot.
When did you cut your foot? Antonio? All right, what problem you got with her?
Man, I don't even hang with this lady.
You ain't gotta hang with her to have a problem with her. You have an issue with something else could have happened. The reason why I'm asking, man, because you're facing a murder charge. I don't want you to be viewed as a woman beater or nothing like that, so that's why I'm trying to get your side of the story and trying to figure out what happened.
Man, I clear my dang nose, man. That's crazy, dog.
What's crazy? I can't hear you, bro. Antonio, man, come on, talk to me. You said no? No. All right. He's shutting down, like.
He said, I don't know her, never seen her.
Yeah.
And then he says, well, I've seen her around. Y'all trying to say I was with her last night? I wasn't with her last night.
He puts himself there. It can be frustrating. He didn't confess to what he did. The blood from Rob's shoes will be sent to SLED for further testing.
Our witnesses, we don't know how reliable they'll be. Yeah, they came in and talked today, but a lot of times it's gonna be very hard to try and get them in a court of law to testify. The chances of that, I'm gonna say with this case, are pretty slim. I think with the DNA evidence, that's crucial. But there are several avenues we can take to help shore up this case for trial.
It's not closed until it goes to court and we have a conviction, so we'll continue to do our investigation.
Hello, is this Miss Devin Craig? Hey, this is Detective Holly with North Charleston Police Department. Hey, so I'm just calling you to let you know that we just made an arrest in your mom's murder. You did? Yes, ma'am.
Who killed her?
Subject by the name of Robert Gardner. I'm sorry you're having to go through all this. Detective Miller is going to be the case agent on this. I will have him reach out at some point and make contact with you. Do you have any questions for me as of right this second? Again, I give you my condolences.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I hate doing those, man.
"24 hours in,
My worst nightmare. This is the worst thing that could happen.
Devin and her boyfriend come into homicide to speak with detectives.
Do you have any other siblings or anything? You do?
I have a full sibling. She's 10 and a half months younger than me. I have 2 half siblings from my mom's second marriage, and they're 16 and 13. These younger 2 have lived with me since August of last year.
Can you remember the last time you talked to your mom?
Thursday. 7 days ago.
The last time you talked to her, everything seemed normal?
Yeah. She wanted me to come and see her. She said that she missed me. She said, "You promise you'll come and see me?" And I said, "Yes, I promise I'll come and see you." And I wasn't able to go see her.
She ever mentioned any trouble with anyone?
She told me that she gets raped and beaten out there all the time, and that I don't know what it's like to live out on the streets, and she wanted to live with me. And I told her that I had her kids and I couldn't let her live with me because she's lived with me before and she stole from me.
Mm-hmm. How was y'all's relationship like?
I loved her and she loved me and she loved all of her kids. And I loved being around her. She was just crippled by her addiction. She started doing drugs when I was like 10. I know she didn't want to do drugs. I know that's not the life she wanted.
What questions did you have for me?
Why was she murdered?
That I don't know. There was an arrest that was made.
Well, I found him so quick, and some people don't ever get justice, and I'm just grateful for that.
I know our victim advocate can assist you. Would you like to speak to her?
Yeah. family. Our job is to try to help you get through each phase of the process.
We're going to continue to aggressively work the case, looking for video and other possible witnesses. I think a lot of people can relate to her mom's story. A lot of people will just look at, like, she's just a homeless person that's around here, or she's just a dirty person, and she's not. She had this whole life and got addicted to stupid that she just couldn't get off of. I've been on the side of that, the family members that have the addictions and stuff like that, and you want to be angry with them and tell them to get their together, and sometimes they just can't. The victim's daughter, she's going to think about, like, had she just sucked it up and had her mom living with her and stealing from her, then maybe she would still be here. She doesn't have to take care of everybody else right now. She needs to make sure she takes care of herself and let other people take care of her when she needs it.
Still lacking any direct evidence that Robert Gardner killed Kelly.
This is video of the wood line where the victim was found.
The team gets video from another hotel facing the crime scene.
This view is right here, out towards where the body is. Right on the other side of this bus.
So that's the victim right there. It looks like she has a blanket over her shoulder.
We're sitting at the picnic table at the hotel. She decided, I'm gonna get the blankets.
She walks pretty fast. A few seconds later.
That's going to be the suspect behind her.
We know just based off clothing descriptions, he was wearing a puffer jacket.
Our victim is being followed by the suspect. It's her. That's him.
138, they disappear in this area where the bus is. 143, he pops out from the wood line.
She was killed at 138, 139. He does go back to the hotel after killing her.
I believe the video is great evidence for court. It's just frustrating not knowing exactly why this happened. But right now, I don't have a motive for why Rob did this to Kelly. She probably was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't think we'll ever know the exact reason of why someone would do something like this to someone who's appears to be completely innocent and just be brutally beaten for no reason. With all the evidence and the witness statements that we have, I feel like we bring justice for Kelly.
One time for science class, she made slime, and she came into the classroom dressed like a mad scientist. She had like wire hangers in her hair, braided it up into crazy little things, and then different colored socks and like a mad scientist trench coat, and was like, hey kids, we're gonna make slime today. And like everybody's like, man, your mom's so cool. When I was 1 year old, this was my birthday party, and my mom was helping me open all my birthday presents. And that's me. This was hers. She was a witch 1 year, and I put it on. I always wore her like shoes and hats and sunglasses, and she would catch me in her high heels sometimes, and she'd be like, better get those high heels off.
I miss the way she laughed. Funniest woman I know.
I miss her, like, before she got, like, back into drugs. I miss her, like, being happy. I miss the moments before that when she was trying to be a mom. She was very loving and caring. It does suck that she wasn't in our lives, like, as much. I really do miss my mom and, like, the woman that she could have been.
I was hoping that she would get better eventually and that we would get to see her and stuff, and that she would, like, be more of a mother figure for us. I don't have a lot of, like, early memories of her before she started doing drugs and stuff. When she was in jail, she used to draw us pictures and put them in letters and then mail them to us. Like, Philip got, like, a little Iron Man.
You got a flower.
I feel like I did.
A big sunflower, maybe?
Yeah.
This is my mom's urn, and I put a beautiful plaque on it. It says, "I love you to the moon and back," because that's something she would always say. And she kept pictures of us to try and remind herself to do right. Mom seemed so happy with all of us kids around her. That's when she was the happiest. Whatever had a hold of her, she wasn't strong enough to fight it. But, you know, I never got that opportunity to see if my mom would actually stop with the things that she was doing. And because he took her life, I'll never know. But I like to hope she would have. I love you, Mom.
They couldn't see because there was so much debris. Yeah, that is true, Kennedy acknowledged, looking at the dense pile of burnt personal effects, bicycles, and structural wood. It looks very intentional over. Like the body, almost the way the head is kind of cradled in there. Can we tell if this is a male or a female? Kennedy inquired. I cannot tell anything right now, Dr. Berg answered professionally. The positioning is not helpful. We're going to search through all this to find what's missing and screen it. Because darkness was rapidly approaching, Dr. Berg advised that complete, systematic excavation and screening of the ash layer should be conducted under full daylight the following morning. In the interim, detectives worked to contact the current owner of the property. Do we know who lives here? Kennedy asked. We went to the Tulsa property site, found his name, and got his number. Crime scene detective Ross Hall dialed the homeowner's telephone number. When? Hall asked if he could return to the house to assist officers. The homeowner became noticeably evasive, claiming he had abruptly left town and was out of the state. While Hall spoke on the phone, Detective Kennedy and Detective Ward stepped across the driveway to speak with a neighbor who had alerted authorities. Hello, Kennedy greeted her. Detective Kennedy, Detective Ward, Tulsa Police. Homicide. Hello, she responded. So tell me, just give me a rundown what happened tonight, Kennedy requested. My cat's collar was missing, and he goes over there all the time, she explained. So I was trying to find it. Me and my sister went over there and asked him, Hey, can we look in your backyard? He said, Yeah, go ahead. Latch the fence behind you. Would you knock on his front door or back door? Kennedy asked. No, he was leaving as we walked up, she noted. Okay, Kennedy said, holding up official driver's license photograph obtained From state records. And can you just tell me if that is the same guy you talked
to?
Oh, yeah, that is him, she confirmed instantly.
He has lived there as long as.
I have been over here. He doesn't talk to people, he stays to himself. There has not been any problems back over there? No, never any commotion, she answered. Any gunshots or anything like that? No, it is pretty quiet over there, she affirmed. Right, okay. All right, thanks, Kennedy said. Stepping away, Kennedy discussed the situation with Ward. Man, we don't have a
lot.
I mean, we got a skeletal remains back there that looks like they have been involved in a fire. It looks like there is cranial injuries. Tomorrow morning, first thing we're going to get the body. She is going to have to do a thorough examination when it gets back to the medical examiner's office. Give us a little more detail. Right now, she says it doesn't look natural. What we will be doing right now is probably be going back to the office, trying to find some more information on this homeowner. Chapter 16, Squirrely Conversations and Missing Records. Back at Tulsa Homicide Headquarters, Detective Kennedy dialed the homeowner's cell phone directly to conduct a formal phone interview. This is Detective Kennedy with the Tulsa Police Department. How are you doing? Kennedy opened smoothly. Okay, what is going on? The homeowner replied guardedly. Well, we need to talk to you about an investigation that is going on at your
house.
Oh, what is the problem? Well, I would like to talk to you in person about it. Are you in Tulsa? Kennedy asked. I am, the homeowner answered, contradicting his earlier claim to Detective Ross Hall that he was out of state. Is there any way you can meet me at the detective division? Kennedy requested. No, not without more information, no. The homeowner refused flatly. Why are you at my home? Well, first of all, there was a body found in your backyard, Kennedy revealed.
Directly.
That is what I want to talk to you about. Okay, the homeowner responded after a long, strange pause. Was the body that was found? Is there any chance that that was Steve Wilkins? I don't know, Kennedy replied, his investigative instincts immediately humming. That is what I want to talk to you about. Steve was the one living in the garage when it caught on fire, and I haven't seen him since, the homeowner offered. Okay, well, what I would like to do is talk to you about Steve, if that is who you said was living back there, Kennedy said. If you don't mind coming to the detective division, we can talk. I am not comfortable with that, he declined again. It feels like it is like you have got a home field advantage. Well, no, I have just got an investigation that I have got to conduct, Kennedy reassured him calmly. I am just wanting to talk to you about what's going on. Text me an address. That would be great. All right, thank you. Bye. The homeowner ended the call. Kennedy set his handset down and turned to Ward. I think he is acting squirrely. As hell. No, he is super squirrely, Ward agreed. We don't even know that it is a murder just yet. Right now, his only crime is being shifty. He said Steve Wilkins, because he hasn't seen him since the fire at his residence, Kennedy noted, entering the name into county and state law enforcement networks. A thorough search revealed no formal missing person report filed for Steve Wilkins by the homeowner or anyone else. The victim was identified in public records as 55-year-old Steve Wilkins. Born in California, Steve had spent time living in Oklahoma, Georgia, and Germany, while his father honorably served in the military. He had relocated to Tulsa over 20 years earlier, working as a skilled baker and generously volunteering his time with Neighbors Along the Line, a local community assistance organization. Steve was a proud father of 4 children and had 3 siblings. We're going to have to wait for a positive identification and get that. Kennedy noted, we're going to have to wait for Angela Berg to do her magic. Priority now is to talk to the homeowner, get him down here, and do an interview with him and see what he can tell us. 3 hours later, the homeowner voluntarily arrived at Tulsa Police headquarters to meet with Kennedy. Hi. Kennedy greeted him in an interview room. So we got called out to your address. Some skeletal remains were found. We found out that a fire had been back there in September, I believe. I believe it was the 14th, the homeowner specified with notable precision. I think it was a Wednesday. Neighbors came and beat on my front door. About 4 in the morning. Right. They said, your garage is on fire. I said, oh. Shit. They said, do you have any idea where Steve is? I said, I don't know. How long had Steve been staying back there with you? Kennedy asked. About 3 years. How do you know Steve? Just as a neighbor who had run into hard times, he explained, stating that Steve had previously lived across the street before his family relocated 3 years earlier due to financial strain. Tell me a little bit about Steve, Kennedy invited. He wrote poetry, the homeowner described, and Steve was better spoken than most people on the West Side. Did you guys get along pretty well? We didn't argue, we didn't fight. So I guess so, he replied. Right. So this happened on September 14th, Kennedy proceeded. Prior to that, the last time you saw Steve was when? Earlier in the evening of that Wednesday, I saw him 6 in the evening, the homeowner stated, alleging he had seen 2 unidentified white males visit Steve at 4 o'clock that afternoon. Steve indicated that they were not happy with him, the homeowner claimed. Why were they not happy? Kennedy pressed. He didn't say. Did you not say, what is going on? Why are they not happy? I made statements like that, and he didn't have any answer, the homeowner asserted. Did you give any of this information to the fire department? Kennedy asked. Astutely. I don't remember if I told them that or not, he mumbled. Why? You didn't think that was suspicious? No, the homeowner claimed casually. I have just assumed that whoever had started the fire had scared Steve and he ran off. Kennedy looked at him squarely, his voice grave. Come on. I am giving you an opportunity to tell me what happened. If there is an explanation for it, put it out there now. If there were an explanation, I was very happy, he responded. So, you are telling me you had nothing to do with it? That is correct. Okay. Right now your property is in lockdown because we are exhuming the body from your backyard, Kennedy informed him. All right, you are free to go. After the homeowner departed, Kennedy shook his head in disbelief. What's your opinion? I mean, there are so many things that are concerning in that interview. You don't report a guy missing from September since your fire. And oh, by the way, you are telling me that he had some people that weren't happy with him, but did you tell the police or did you do anything to report that? No. I just figured he took off. I mean, this makes no sense. Chapter 17. The Sifting, the Shell Casing, and the West Side Rumor. Early the next morning, Dr. Angela Berg and her specialized physical anthropology team returned to the house on South 54th West Avenue, setting up fine wire screening mesh to process every shovel of ash recovered from the concrete pad. Within 2 hours, the sifting team made a crucial discovery. So they're out there sifting and doing their thing, and they found a casing. Kennedy reported to Ward. It is going to be a 9mm. It is all corroded on the back end. It is like it came out of a Glock or something similar. And so far the anthropologist sees a gunshot entrance wound at the base of the skull. Dr. Berg's preliminary forensic laboratory examination confirmed that the victim had suffered a fatal gunshot wound to the rear base of the skull. So now we know it is a murder, Kennedy stated plainly. Now the thing we have to wait on is to make sure that that is Steve. More than likely they're going to have to try to find some dental records. So it could be a while before we have a positive identification. Just an hour later, Patrol Officer Darren Shipley arrived at Homicide headquarters accompanied by a local woman from the West Side who had approached his patrol unit claiming to possess direct knowledge of the homicide. She has information, Officer Shipley informed Kennedy. She is sick, running a fever. So I brought that for you, and I told her she has to wear one too. Kennedy donned a protective mask and entered the interview room. All right, young lady. So it sounds like you know some information that could be helpful. She leaned forward, her voice low. Tad Kleiner. They call him Taboo. A girl was over at our house talking about Tad's girlfriend. Talking about how Steve may have drugged her. She explained that days prior to the mid-September fire, a persistent rumor swept through the local West Side community, claiming that Tad Kleiner's ex-girlfriend believed Steve Wilkins had surreptitiously drugged her during a social gathering. You know her name? Kennedy asked, taking down the specific name provided. So Tad's ex-girlfriend believes that Steve drugged her? Kennedy clarified. She doesn't know? Okay, so go on, Kennedy encouraged. He got angry, she stated. Tad did. Yeah, they showed up after the fire. Tad and Mikey Brummett. She disclosed that on the night of the fire, Tad Kleiner, accompanied by Michael Brummett Jr. and a third unidentified male, had traveled to Steve's residence to intimidate him. Paid who a visit? Kennedy asked. Steve, she answered. Kind of scaring him, whatever. But supposedly they beat him up pretty bad. They said they curb stomped him. Who said that? Kennedy pressed sharply.
Tad.
You heard Tad say this. Yes, she confirmed. Specifically, you heard Tad say, the night of the fire, I curb stomped him. She added that Michael Brummett Jr. was brought in to dispose of evidence. Mikey Brummett, that is who they supposedly called in for cleanup. That is who started the fire. Mikey started the fire? Kennedy asked.
Yeah.
A lot of blood and stuff, I guess.
He had bleach.
They said that they bought him a ticket and made him leave town. Or, made him leave the West Side. I don't think they did that. I don't think they did either, Kennedy noted dryly. So, wow, this is crazy. Isn't it? Okay. So the night of the fire, had you seen Tad before the fire? Yes, she affirmed, noting that Tad had explicitly stated he was heading over to handle Steve. He's always got his little minions, she added. She provided the name of her boyfriend, who is currently incarcerated in the county jail, noting he was present when Tad boasted about the attack. Where is Tad at now? Kennedy inquired. He is moving to 8th Street. There is an RV, and he is going to stay there. Where is Brummett? Mikey Brummett is in jail, she answered.
Thank God.
For guns. We are all afraid of them. That is one of those sites you don't call police. All right. Hang loose here for a second, okay? Kennedy said, stepping out to brief Ward. That is a hell of a lot more than we had, Ward remarked. Yeah, Kennedy agreed. I mean, she is getting first-hand information from Tad.
Direct.
Kennedy pulled up law enforcement intelligence files for both named individuals. Tad Kleiner, 36 years old, was a well-known figure on the West Side with multiple prior convictions for illegal narcotics possession, unlawful firearm possession, and resisting law enforcement officers. Michael Brummett Jr., 39 years old, also possessed an extensive criminal record including burglary and drug offenses, notably state records. Revealed that 4 months after the fire, Brummett had been arrested while in possession of a .38 revolver and a 9mm handgun and was currently serving a 5-year sentence in state custody. The gun was .38, Kennedy noted. 4 months after the fire, Brummett was arrested for illegally carrying a .38 revolver and a 9mm and is currently serving a 5-year jail sentence. Well, he could have been the shooter. It is a 9mm casing. If her boyfriend cooperates with what she says, I think we are there. Chapter 18, Jailhouse Statements and the Identification. An hour later, detectives arranged for the witness's incarcerated boyfriend to be brought from the county jail to the homicide interview room. So, do you have any idea why it is we are talking to you? Detective Watkins opened smoothly. You know a guy named Steve? You know anything about a fire that happened over there? Well, why don't you tell me what you know? The inmate confirmed that Tad Kleiner had openly bragged about assaulting Steve. What do you mean by handled him? Watkins asked, listening as the inmate described severe physical violence inflicted on Steve inside the garage. The inmate identified the third individual present during the assault as 26-year-old Devin Scrivener, originating from Sperry, Oklahoma, who possessed no prior criminal convictions. He gives Watkins his login information. Watkins noted, logging into social media accounts to verify identities. He was bleeding from where? Watkins asked, noting the inmate's detail that Devin Scrivener had sustained a distinct, heavy cut to his hand during the struggle inside the garage. Watkins showed the inmate a photograph. Is that Devin? That's Devin, the inmate confirmed, providing the address of Devin's girlfriend on the west side. Watkins stepped out into the hallway to update Kennedy and Ward. Man, we just finished talking to him. He said Mikey was with them. This guy named Devin was with them. He said Devin was bleeding from his hand, So Devin is probably going to be one of the little minions the girl is talking about. Yes, Kennedy agreed. So far we got Tad, and I think we're good with Mikey. Brummett at this point. Yeah, because that is 2 people that put him there.
But
I still have to wait on the ME's office to give me a positive ID on who the body is before I can file charges on these suspects. Shortly thereafter, Dr. Angela Berg called Kennedy with definitive laboratory findings. By comparing medical antemortem diagnostic radiographs obtained from a regional hospital with the physical skeletal structure of the recovered remains, the state medical examiner's office officially established a positive identification. The remains belonged to Stephen Wilkins. Just got a call from Angela Berg from the medical examiner's office, and the remains have been positively identified to be that of Stephen Wilkins, Kennedy announced to his squad. She was able to get some radiology pictures from a local hospital and compared those to the remains, and they were able to make a
positive from that.
So plan today right now is just we are going to go find
Devin.
He seems to be maybe the younger guy of the group and hopefully the weak
link.
We're going to hit him pretty hard about some things and see what he will tell us. Kennedy and Ward drove directly to the residential address provided for Devin Scrivener's girlfriend on the west side. Approaching an individual outside the residence, Kennedy asked, "What's going on, man? I just need to talk to him real quick. I just need to ask him a couple questions." Like he really doesn't stay here, the resident claimed. He comes here with her every now and then. Are they around or are they got to walk around there a little bit? Kennedy probed. Oh, they're driving around, the man noted. What is it? It is an Escalade. Kind of a cream color, he described.
Okay, all right.
Well, hey, man, thank you so much, Kennedy thanked him. Appreciate it. You said a creamish Escalade. Kennedy and Ward spent the remainder of the day patrolling the west side thoroughfares, scanning driveways and commercial lots for the cream-colored vehicle. However, as the sun set, Devin remained elusive. No luck today. Devin is nowhere to be found, Kennedy noted. I will find him in our system. We will catch up with him eventually. Reflecting on the initial 48 hours, the investigative record was substantial. Remains discovered. Victim identified as Steve Wilkins, primary. Motive uncovered as a false rumor regarding Tad's ex-girlfriend, and 3 clear. Suspects identified. Chapter 19. The weak link unravels. 2 days later, patrol units located the cream-colored Escalade parked behind a residence on the west side. Officers secured the perimeter, took 26-year-old Devin Scrivener into custody without incident, and transported him directly to Tulsa Police Headquarters. Detective Kennedy entered the interview room where Devin sat, looking anxious and pale. "All right, buddy," Kennedy opened calmly, pulling up a chair. "So I am working a case that happened over there at South 54th West Avenue. There was a body discovered over there that—" "I heard about it," Devin interrupted quietly, staring at the floor. "Yeah, I heard about it. It is going to be a guy by the name of Steve Wilkins, okay?" Kennedy said, watching Devin's reaction closely. "You know that name?" "Familiar," Devin acknowledged faintly. "Obviously, we have been doing a lot of talking to people, and trust me, people are talking," Kennedy stated firmly. "And here's the thing. He got the hell beat out of him, shot, and you were there when that happened. I don't think you pulled the trigger, but you were with Taboo, you were with Mikey Brummett, and you need to tell me what the hell happened." Devin buried his face in his hands, letting out a long, trembling breath before speaking. Taboo came over, and he said that, "Hey, I need you to go with me and Mikey. We are going to go talk to this old guy," Devin recounted. "He say his name?" Kennedy asked. "No, he didn't. He said that there is some things that needed to be addressed." "Like what?" "Enticing girls over, supposedly drugging them," Devin explained. "So, I went in, and it started out like we were just standing there just talking. And then Taboo, real aggressive, goes right up into his face. And just like that. And it is just like asking him this and that, and barely would let the dude even give an answer. And he just, bam, hit him. And I am just like, what are you doing? I am like, I thought you were just coming to speak with me. Like, what's going on? And Taboo was like, you just stay the fuck out of it. They just jumped him. Devin described Tad and Mikey violently beating Steve until he collapsed onto the garage floor. At this point, I am wanting to leave, Devin insisted softly. I am just this doesn't feel right. This dude was like I thought he had enough. And I am telling Taboo dude, leave him alone. It is. It is scary. Leave him alone. Something else happened, Kennedy stated pointedly. Yeah, what happened? I see Mikey over here. Taboo is walking back, Devin recalled. Walking towards you? Yeah, he just took a couple steps towards to leave, and then Mikey go. So with a pistol you indicated it was, Kennedy clarified. It was a handgun, Devin affirmed. And when I heard the one shot, I take off. Running. Kennedy leaned forward, looking directly at Devin's right hand, where a distinct, healed linear scar stretched across his palm. Let me ask you this. You cut your hand, didn't you? Kennedy asked calmly. If you did something, tell me now. Did you stab this guy? 2 times, maybe, Devin confessed, his voice dropping to a whisper.
He came at me.
The guy was getting beat up. How did he come at you? He lunged up out of the chair to take off, Devin claimed. But as far as it goes, I did more damage to my hand than I did to that dude. But do you think you had other options? Kennedy challenged logically.
You
think you could have walked away and not have been a part of this? And then, after it did happen and you were there, that you should have probably called the police and told them what happened. I was too scared to, Devin whimpered. Am I being arrested? I am not going to lie to you, okay? Kennedy said with solemn truthfulness. You are going to be arrested for first-degree murder. I need you, please, Devin begged, tears streaming down his face.
Ida.
This is a bad deal, man. I didn't do any of it, Devin cried out. But you are a part of this. Kennedy held him accountable firmly. I swear to.
You.
I want you to hang loose for a minute. We're going to go talk, okay? Stepping out into the hallway, Kennedy conferred with Ward. We need to get warrants. We will go pick up Tad because we're going to arrest him too.
The
other person involved in this is Mikey Brummett. Mikey Brummett is in Department of Corrections custody right now on a gun charge. He has got 5 years, so he is not going anywhere anytime soon. We are making headway on something that is 5 months old. We have come a long ways. Chapter 20. The confrontation with taboo and the illusion of justice. 2 days later, the Regional Fugitive Task Force located 36-year-old Tad Kleiner residing in an RV on 8th Street, apprehending him on a primary arrest. Warrant for first-degree murder. Brought into the homicide interrogation room at Tulsa Police Headquarters, Tad sat back in his chair, displaying a hardened, defiant attitude. All right, Tad, I am Detective Kennedy. Kennedy introduced himself, taking a seat across the table. I am a homicide detective with the Tulsa Police
Department, okay? Okay.
Last Thursday, we were called to South 54th West Avenue in reference to some skeletal remains that were found, and those have been identified now to be Steve Wilkins. He was murdered, okay? Long story short, your name has been thrown into this, that you were there the night that Steve was killed. No, Tad denied instantly, shaking his head. Well, here is the thing, Tad. I have already talked to Devin, Kennedy revealed, watching Tad's facial expressions closely. Devin put you there. I did not, Tad claimed aggressively. I didn't murder nobody. But you weren't on it, Kennedy stated. No, I was not. And maybe I don't know what your involvement is, Kennedy posed. You are fucking highbrow, Tad shouted, leaning forward menacingly. Well, you are being arrested for first-degree murder, Kennedy stated flatly. I don't know why. If you want to sit here and tell me what happened, because I know you were there. I know you were there with Mikey Brummett. I know you were there with Devin Scribner. I think you went over there with the intentions to scare this guy and to rough him up a little bit because he maybe did something to your ex-girlfriend. I didn't go over there, Tad snapped. You were there, Kennedy held the line. You were there, and you were beating him, okay? I know that. No, I wasn't, Tad insisted loudly. I never beat that man. I never have to. That is all right, Kennedy noted. If you kicked him, why would he be scared? Of you? Okay. Well, why does that make him scared of you? I don't hang out with people like that, Tad offered, shifting his narrative slightly. And naturally, I scare them off. So you said he was scared of you. Kennedy caught the admission immediately. Did you go over and talk to him and warn him to stay away from your room? Yes, Tad blurted out. Yeah, me and Steve, before I heard all this shit, we were friends. I mean, I got along with the guy. But then you heard this stuff about what he was doing, Kennedy noted.
No.
He got weird, like poetry weird, Tad rationalized absurdly. Like, I don't know. A guy don't write another guy poetry where I come from, you know. What I mean. And I had to check him a few times. I ain't going to lie to you.
I
did. And I never had to put my hands on him. So, what happened when you went over there and talked to him about the situation? Kennedy probed. If it got out of hand and somebody did something that you didn't mean for it to happen, now is your chance to tell me. I went over there and I told him if he put hands on the girls again, I was going to beat his ass out of town, Tad admitted openly. Right, Kennedy observed. And that is the night of the fire? No, I don't know about no fire, Tad claimed evasively. Kennedy shook his head, staring at the suspect with quiet disappointment. Man, I don't know what to do for you. I have laid it all out there. I mean, hell, you basically admitted that you have been over there and you threatened to beat his
ass.
Yeah, Tad acknowledged. And his ass did get beat, and it did get killed, and the structure got burned down. Kennedy outlined the inescapable sequence of events. I didn't kill nobody, Tad insisted defensively. I made my point, and he tried to deny the fact that he was touching girls. Pissed you off? Kennedy asked. Okay. Well, here is the deal. You are going to be booked into Tulsa County Jail for first-degree murder. What the fuck, man? Tad erupted, slamming his hands on the table. Yeah, Kennedy stated steadily. That sounds so bad. It is bad. It doesn't get much worse. I did not kill him, okay? For real. Tad pleaded as officers entered to escort him out. I know you were there the night he was killed, Kennedy concluded firmly. Okay, I think we are done. Discussing the interview with Ward, Kennedy noted, I mean, he does admit he went over there. He wouldn't say when, but he said some time ago and tried to kick his ass. But he won't go down the road of I was there the night with Mikey Brummett and Devin Scribner, which we have heard from several people that he
was.
So he is going down for first-degree murder also. And then Mikey Brummett, our probable shooter, is now in Department of Corrections facility in Lexington, Oklahoma. So what I will end up doing on him is getting an arrest affidavit. Michael Brummett Jr. will also be charged with first-degree murder.
He was
arrested with a 9mm handgun. So we're going to do a direct comparison to see if that casing from the crime scene is going to be found in the same weapon. Kennedy paused, reflecting deeply on the tragic stupidity of the crime. I think that this might be a case of them doing some vigilante stuff. Supposedly, Tad's girlfriend is going to be who this whole thing might be over. That sounds like they had an opinion that our victim, Steve Wilkins, may have done something to her that made Tad mad. We at least need to talk to her. Chapter 21. The Disintegration of the Myth. Later that afternoon, detectives located Tad Kleiner's ex-girlfriend, who voluntarily accompanied them to Tulsa Homicide to provide a formal statement. "Hi, my name is Detective Mark Kennedy." Kennedy greeted her respectfully in an interview room. "I got called to an address at South 54th West Avenue. There was some skeletal remains found back there. We have since identified those remains to belong to a guy by the name of Steve Wilkins. So, through the process of this whole investigation, your name was brought up, and in fact that you knew a guy who went by the name of Taboo.
Tad Kleiner.
From everything I have gotten so far from everybody, the reason why this guy was killed was for the fact that he supposedly did something to you." The young woman looked at Kennedy in complete, unfeigned astonishment. "I am not sure who this gentleman is, the Steve guy," she stated candidly. Kennedy placed a photograph of Steve Wilkins on the table before her. "Do you recognize this guy?" She leaned in, examined the picture closely, and shook her head emphatically. "Okay, I have never seen that man before. This is going back 5 months ago, okay?" Kennedy verified clearly. "Were you ever sexually assaulted? Were you ever harassed? Were you ever drugged or anything like that by anybody?" "No," she answered directly and unequivocally. "Well, why would people be telling us this?" Kennedy asked. "I think, sir, I don't know," she explained with a weary, sad sigh. "Everybody also said I had AIDS. That was going around the West Side. So, I mean, if I knew, I would help you. So this theory that everybody is telling me about is totally bogus?"
Kennedy
asked, confirming the absolute truth. "I mean, I don't know where they got that story, but I have never seen that man before," she reaffirmed sincerely. "Fair enough. Well, I guess we are done here," Kennedy said, standing up.
All right.
"Have a good day." "You too," she replied. Kennedy returned to the homicide squad room, leaning against his desk as he summarized the tragic revelation to Ward and the rest of his team. "She has no knowledge of what we are talking about," Kennedy revealed, his voice heavy with moral disgust at the lawless brutality of the perpetrators.
"And she
wasn't a victim in anything, and she knows nothing about it. Nobody else has come forward and said anything like this has happened at Steve's hands.
No.
Reports have been filed where he is a suspect, so I think it is just a case of bad rumors going around the neighborhood." Kennedy shook his head, offering a profound, definitive judgment on the case. They thought they were giving him some street justice, but for them to beat him to death and shoot him and then burn him is not their right to do.
That
is a sad deal, and it was very, very avoidable. Take care of
yourself, man.
You too.
Take care.
See you later. Epilogue: The Arch of Moral Justice. In the final analysis, the pursuit of criminal justice is far more than a technical exercise in collecting physical evidence, tracking mobile tower coordinates, or analyzing blue star reactions. It is a fundamental affirmation of human worth. Across each of these three intricate cases, we observe a common, enduring truth. Violence flourishes in the dark spaces of deceit, foolish pride, misguided street codes, and reckless disregard for life, but it cannot withstand the steady, unyielding illumination of disciplined truth. In North Charleston, the initial appearance of a cold-blooded parking lot execution unraveled into a tragic narrative of a foolishly attempted robbery, where a young victim's own disastrous choice led to his fatal self-inflicted injury, and where the driver's cowardly decision to scrub blood and conceal evidence converted a moment of traumatic self-defense into a serious felony offense. Detective Sanders and Detective Reams demonstrated exemplary integrity, refusing to rubber stamp a murder charge when the physical facts in the vehicle proved the driver was not a killer, while still holding him legally accountable for destroying physical evidence. In Gwinnett County, the senseless, cowardly ambush of Aiden Reynolds and John Pendrick, two young men with their entire lives ahead of them, was systematically unraveled through the tireless work of Detective Pearson, bypassing deleted social media accounts, repairing physically damaged cellular hardware, cross-referencing high-definition surveillance feeds, and analyzing geographic tower logs. Pearson meticulously dismantled Laquan Dempsey's elaborate web of lies, bringing accountability to a community shattered by gang-influenced violence and offering a measure of comfort to two grieving mothers forever bound by their tragic loss. And on the west side of Tulsa, where a peaceful, poetry-writing man was brutally murdered and hidden beneath the ashes of a burned garage for 5 long months, Detective Mark Kennedy and Dr. Angela Berg refused to let Steve Wilkins remain forgotten. They thoroughly exposed the absolute bankruptcy of street justice, demonstrating that a lethal assault fueled by senseless neighborhood rumors was nothing more than an act of cowardice executed by ruthless individuals who brought ruin upon themselves. The work of homicide detectives is demanding, frequently exhausting, and filled with the dark realities of human frailty. Yet, their unwavering dedication ensures that the truth is revealed, that victims are treated with honor and respect, and that those who choose to harm others are brought before the bar of justice. Through their rigorous labor, order is restored to broken communities, reminding us all that good will inevitably triumph over evil and that human life possesses a sacred dignity that time, fire, and deception can never erase. This program documents actual homicide investigations. Criminal charges are often dropped or reduced, and all suspects shown are presumed innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. The nocturnal quiet of North Charleston, South Carolina, was abruptly shattered by the urgent ringing of an emergency line. At the Central Dispatch Console, the Operator answered the incoming call. 911. What is the address of the emergency? 6 Rolling Fork Road, came the hurried reply, the caller's voice trembling with unmistakable fear. Okay, tell me exactly what happened, the operator instructed, maintaining a calm and steady cadence. Yes, somebody is outside banging on my windows and my doors, screaming for help, the caller explained, her breath catching as the shadows outside her apartment seemed to pull at her nerve. All right, an officer will get this back as soon as possible, the operator assured her. Across the city precinct, radio traffic instantly quickened. A patrol unit keyed its microphone to acknowledge the call. 342 dispatch, I am in the area now. I have a robbery call down. There is a lot of blood everywhere. Moments later, the first arriving officer reached the exterior hallway of the apartment complex on Rolling Fork Road. A trail of crimson was smeared across the concrete floor and walls, beneath a dark outdoor stairwell on the ground. Level lay a young man, collapsed in a pool of his own blood. Gunshot in his leg in the upper thigh, an officer radioed into dispatch, checking for vital signs. Pulses fading, still breathing. Despite the rapid response of emergency medical personnel, the young man succumbed to his injury before he could be stabilized. The scene was immediately turned over to the homicide division. 4 homicide detectives, their chance of solving a murder is cut in half if they do not get a solid lead within the first 48 hours. Detective Reams received the call in the middle of the night, rousing him from sleep. Hey, I was asleep when I got the call, Reams remarked as he pulled up to the complex, adjusting his detective badge and surveying the blue flashing lights that illuminated the dark brick buildings. Inside the perimeter, investigators met with the primary detectives to go over the initial observations. We have got the deceased victim that is up underneath the stairwell here on the first floor, a detective pointed out, gesturing toward the shadowy space under the steps. We do not have an identification on him right now.
He does have some
tattoos. It looked like gang-affiliated tattoos. We will have to fingerprint him. What we are seeing right now is 1 gunshot entry in on the left leg at the inner side of the thigh. He lost a lot of blood. Probably was a femoral artery that was hit. The crime scene technicians began marking the physical evidence left in the darkness. A continuous blood trail led from the staircase, backing behind a bank of large outdoor dumpsters and continuing along toward a metal guardrail near the parking lot. We have a 9mm magazine to a gun here, one technician noted, illuminating a steel firearm magazine resting on the damp asphalt. So we have a magazine, but we have no gun, Detective Reams observed, peering down the dark slope beyond the guardrail. We checked all those leaves. I really think you are going to have to get a metal detector out here. Strangely, none of the residents in the surrounding units reported hearing
gunfire.
Nobody called in for gunshots, an investigator noted. Well, it could have been inside of a car, so why would anyone hear a gunshot? Reams reasoned, analyzing the geography of the parking area.
Let us say he was
in a car parked right there, and he is talking, gets shot, gets out of the car, and the person takes off. Nearby in the grass, right along the path of blood, technicians recovered a sleek black cell phone. It was a cell phone, a detective said, bagging the device carefully. It is possibly the victim's, due to where the blood is located. It is locked. Let us
just do a search warrant on it.
I will call Sam and he can come in and start running this phone and dumping its data. Potentially a lot of clues in the
phone.
Who was he talking to? Was he with somebody?
Was he doing some type of
transaction? We are just going to be trying to do old-fashioned police work and try to find out what happened. Detectives began canvassing the complex, knocking on doors to identify potential witnesses. Reams approached a couple living on the lower level near where the victim had frantically knocked. Do you recognize that gentleman? Reams asked, showing a secure photograph of the young man's face. I have never seen him before, the resident replied. Detectives spoke further with the couple who had placed the initial 911
call.
Did you all hear any gunshots? Reams inquired. No gunshots, the husband explained. I work at Publix. I have got to be to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I was sleeping. My wife was like, "Baby, it looks like somebody is in front of our door," the woman added. So we got a dead one out there. Do you mind if we see your door camera footage? Is that all right? Reams asked
softly.
She has got it on her phone, the husband nodded. The woman opened her mobile application and displayed the video feed from her
doorstep camera.
On the small screen, the figure of the victim appeared at 1:16 in the morning, staggering toward the door, clutching his upper leg, desperately pounding on the paneling before collapsing backward down the
steps.
Is that him? Reams asked. He is going up to the door where he has been shot, but there is like nobody chasing him. You know, nothing. All right, that is extremely helpful. And your camera is accurate on time, correct? Yeah, bro, the resident confirmed. I just don't know, Reams pondered, stepping back into the night air, like with nobody hearing gunshots, no 911 calls for shots fired. It is just
weird.
Something is not adding up. Nobody has seen him before. Scanning the exterior walls of the complex, Reams spotted several small white camera domes mounted high on the brick pillars. There is a camera right here on this building, Reams pointed out to his partner. Yeah, there is one on the pole, and there is like one on this building over here. Are these cameras with Verkada? I think we have Verkada at that entrance. There was indeed a city-managed Verkada surveillance camera pointing directly at the sole access point of the apartment complex. We will go for Verkada when we get back to the office, Reams noted. That is the good thing in our favor, is that there is only one entrance. Is the coroner going to be able to identify him tonight? It is going to be tough until we can figure out who he is, his partner replied. All right, I am going to head to the office, Reams declared. Within hours, the coroner's office processed the victim's fingerprints through the state database, yielding a positive identification. The deceased young man was 21-year-old Aurelius Siren Nelson Jr., known affectionately to his family and close friends as C. A native of James Island, South Carolina, C. was a young father who left behind a beloved 1-year-old son. Back at police headquarters, the digital forensics unit worked tirelessly on the victim's recovered cell phone. For the phone, we want to try to get this dumped as quickly as possible since we have no solid leads, Reams stated during a morning briefing.
This is going to
be pretty much our main lead right now. Simultaneously, investigators pulled the city surveillance records governing the apartment complex entrance. I am watching our camera systems, an investigator explained, reviewing the
digital timeline.
That apartment complex only has one entrance and one exit.
If
the incident occurred inside of a car and that car has blood in it, then we can nail it down to being involved in the incident. I am seeing if a vehicle leaves out just prior to the 911 call, and then if I can track that vehicle to attempt to locate an address or suspect. At 1:11 in the morning, that is about 5 minutes before doorbell cameras were showing him on the front porch. I am looking back right about here. That is kind of where I am looking.
See if I can see some headlights.
There is not a ton of traffic coming out of there. Suddenly, a bright pair of headlights cut through the gloom on the monitor screen. There is a car coming out. An officer noted, "You got a car?"
Yep.
It goes back eastbound on Rivers Avenue, the investigator tracked. Calling us? Yeah, it comes rolling up Rivers pretty quick. Let us go to another angle.
That
car, it is like a white or silver sedan. Is it an Infiniti? Let me see those too. Taillights again. Okay, yeah, I think that is it. Not able to identify the tag. I cannot make out the digits. Where it goes after that, there is no telling.
I
am willing to bet he got on the interstate. Reams examined the frame closely, noting a small security plaque posted near the apartment pool area. There is a security company phone number, Reams said. Actually, you know what?
Let me call them now.
He dialed the phone number listed on the post. Hello? A voice answered. Hey, how are you doing? This is Detective Reams with the North Charleston Police. He introduced himself. I am calling you in reference to the cameras. Your number was on a post on Rolling Fork Road in North Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, Wheat Hill Place. Yeah, the security manager replied. Yeah, so we actually had a murder this morning in the parking lot near the pool, where there is a whole bunch of cameras on the building, Reams explained. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, the manager responded. What time can I meet you down there to get the video footage? Reams asked. Probably close to 8 o'clock, the manager offered. Where do you want me to meet you at? The system is actually located in the closet by the pool. Okay, I will meet you there at 8. Thank you, Reams said. That is awesome. That will be a huge piece of it right there if we can get clear video footage. At 8 o'clock in the morning, Reams met the manager at the complex, exporting hours of high-definition video. I made it from midnight to about 30 minutes after you guys got here, the manager explained, handing over a flash drive. I did not look through all these hours. It is always better to have more video than less, Reams smiled. All right.
Perfect.
As detectives began walking toward their vehicles to return to headquarters, a young woman approached them in tears, visibly distressed. I am Detective Reams, he said gently, approaching her. She identified herself as C's girlfriend, stating she had just learned of his death through news reports and frantic phone calls from his family. When is the last time you talked to him? Reams asked. Talked to him last night, she sobbed. We started staying over here. She explained that she and C had been residing at a Stay Express hotel roughly 1 mile down the road. Yeah, I got up. He was sleeping, she recalled. Basically, I was with my friends, chilling, listening to music. He came downstairs around 1 o'clock or
something. Just got dressed.
Did he get a call or something? What happened before he left? Reams inquired. I am not sure. She shook her head. All I know is that he woke up.
He came
downstairs. He didn't even speak to me when he came downstairs. He just walked.
That way.
He walked? Reams verified. Yeah, she affirmed. And maybe somebody was following him? Reams asked. Nobody followed him at once, she replied softly. Thank you, Reams said, offering his condolences before heading back to headquarters to review the pool footage. The team gathered around the monitor as the high-definition files loaded. It is good lighting, Reams noted. I think that is an Infiniti. The car is not going fast. But I have got a problem. The cameras at the apartment did not capture the actual shooting itself. It was right out of view. Someone has got to have that license tag.
Come on.
No tag off of this camera. But I am very confident that the white Infiniti is going to be the vehicle involved in the shooting. Then, after working for 12 hours straight, just when the team felt the investigation was slowing down, a dramatic turn occurred. Patrol officers out on routine sweep pulled over a Toyota RAV4 after observing suspicious activity. So patrol was out riding around, and they saw a Toyota RAV4. An investigator briefed the team. And there was somebody with a jacket, covering their head, slumped down going down the road. There were 2 other subjects in the
car.
The patrol sergeant went to turn around on that vehicle. Well, as he went to go stop it, it pulled over. 2 subjects got out of the vehicle and took off, running on foot. The vehicle has got blood all over it. The passenger, who had been slouched under the jacket, claimed to officers that he had been assaulted and kidnapped by the 2 men who fled. He stated that those 2 individuals accused him of setting up C to be killed earlier that morning. They had 2 suspects in custody, the investigator continued. Both of them claimed not to know anything. I need somebody to go talk to the victim down at the hospital. Okay, Detective Holly agreed. Go talk to the victim down at the hospital. See what I can get. Hopefully, he will have more information to provide us. At the hospital, the assault victim provided a stunning narrative. He revealed that on the night of the shooting, C had come to his apartment near Rolling Fork Road and explicitly stated he was planning to rob someone to get some quick
cash.
C then left on foot into the darkness. The victim explained that earlier that morning, Two of C's angry friends came to his apartment, blamed him for C's death, forced him to call the man C intended to rob, and then dragged him into the Toyota RAV4 at gunpoint when the dealer hung up on them. So C said he was about to go get a lick? Detective Holly verified with the hospital witness. Yeah, the man confirmed, nodding weakly. He then provided detectives with the street moniker and identity of a known local drug supplier operating in the area. You know what he is on? Holly asked. Anything else that I should know? All right, thank you. Holly returned to the station to debrief the team. So that dude that she is talking to is saying he was talking with C. Holly reported. I guess he was talking about setting up a lick. He asked for our suspect. He had to jump on the victim, so it very well could be C's offense. Or they got into a fight, and he shot himself. Detective Holly immediately ran the named individual through state vehicle databases. The search returned a match, a white 2010 Infiniti G37 registered to the individual. It has a 2010 Infiniti G37, Holly declared, pointing at the screen. It is a white Infiniti. I think it is going to be this car in the video. I am just trying to find out where him and the car could be at. There is a bunch of addresses here that he has used in the past. We can go by all these addresses to see if the car might be there. Detectives dispatched multiple units to sweep the potential residential locations across North Charleston. Check the apartment right there, Reams radioed as they cruised through an older neighborhood. Check that white car. Is that him? I don't think that is him. That is a bad address. Yeah, but not anymore. Oh, hold on. There is a dude at a door. Over here. Get back in the house. That could have been him, bro. You see that guy at the door? Go in there real quick. No, that car could be anywhere. After 3 hours of exhaustive searching across the county, there was no physical sign of the white Infiniti or its driver. Just put out the request for information bulletin until we find him, Reams directed. He then called a colleague in the Tactical Crime Intelligence Unit. Dustin, what is up, man? Reams said into his receiver. What is going on? Dustin answered. I've just been out working some homicides, Reams explained. We believe we got a suspect vehicle. We think the shooting happened inside the vehicle. If I send you the flyer, if you can put it in a report. Yeah, I can alert the license plate readers, Dustin confirmed. Okay, awesome, brother. I appreciate it, Reams concluded. Meanwhile, the digital forensics unit finalized the complete data extraction from C's recovered cell phone. And we have the victim's phone number, Reams observed, sitting down with the fresh printouts. Once it is done, we will be able to search through his phone. Type in our suspect's phone number. My bet is it is probably one of the last numbers in the phone that was called. Yesterday was a long day. Got a little bit of rest. We're working on it again today. Hopefully, we can get him in the car today. That would be great. The phone records yielded explicit proof of contact. Got his records back, Reams pointed out to Detective Sanders. His telephone puts him at the scene of the incident, at the time of the actual shooting. After the Homicide. He goes straight back to Highland Terrace. The victim is messaging. They are messaging for 20 or 30 minutes. Yeah, he is probably trying to tell them where to go pick him up at Sanders. Noted, examining the text logs. After the shooting, you probably will never see another number of his after the shooting. Well, you do. The last message at 1:21 in the morning is texting the victim, probably saying, "Where you at, bro?" Probably trying to establish, "I didn't know nothing." A background check on the driver of the Infiniti revealed prior drug charges. He does not have a long rap sheet, Sanders reviewed. He got arrested in March by Berkeley County, got a $40,000 bond on drugs. Reams called the bail bonds company that had underwritten the suspect's release. "See if we can pinpoint where he is laying his head at night," Reams said. The bonding agency provided the full name and home address of the suspect's primary girlfriend. "Thank you." "All right. Thank you," Reams said, handing the address to Sanders. Detective Sanders, a sharp investigator who had been promoted to lead detective the previous year, took the lead on coordinating the contact. "I was next up in line, so I got the case when I came in," Sanders explained. "This is one of my first murder cases as lead detective since I came up last year. The other guys brought me up to speed on the case. We got good info on the potential suspect's girlfriend. I want to see if I can get her to come up to City Hall or to see if she can give us a little bit more insight into where he works, where he lives right now." Sanders and his partner drove directly to the girlfriend's residence, spotting her near her vehicle outside. "How are you doing?" "I am Detective Sanders," he introduced himself politely. "No trouble. Do you have a boyfriend or a friend or whatever that you talk to?" "What is your baby daddy's name?" She provided his name softly. "When was the last time you talked to him?" Sanders asked. "Every day," she replied. "Have you talked to him today?" Sanders continued. "I am going to be honest with you. You are the one I want to talk to. What is up? You are not in any trouble or anything. Can I get you to come up to City Hall and speak with me real quick?" "Okay," she agreed. "You all can follow me back to City Hall, and then we will go from there," Sanders said. Turning to Reams as they walked back to their unit, Sanders remarked, "She said she talked to him every day. That is her baby daddy. She talked to him every day. That is good to know." Inside an interview room at North Charleston City Hall, Detective Sanders sat across from the girlfriend, establishing a calm and gentle tone. "First off, I want to thank you for coming out," Sanders began. "We are investigating a homicide. So tell me a little bit about him. What type of person is he?" "This is your baby daddy. You got to take a breath. Nobody ever asks you a question like that." "I get it." She nodded, relaxing slightly. "Okay, what does he do for work?" Sanders inquired. "What kind of car does he drive? Where is he staying right now? Is he staying with you all, or is he staying somewhere else? You said you talk to him every day. Did you talk to him Saturday night or Sunday morning? Around what time? You know around what time he came over? Was it like early in the morning?" "Okay, so like 1, 2 in the morning." What was your conversation like when he came over? What did he end up saying? Did he stay there with you that night? Or did he leave? How long did he stay? Did he seem nervous or anything, or was he his normal self when you saw him? Have you ever known him to sell drugs or anything? Do you know him to carry a gun? You ever seen him with a gun? She answered each question carefully, painting a picture of a young man who acted entirely normal when he returned home early Sunday morning. Yeah, I'm going to just put this out here, Sanders said reassuringly. I personally believe that he is a victim in this incident, and, this stuff just happened to occur the way it did. So there was a homicide. Somebody got killed. Do you want to see if you can call him? I can talk to him real quick. Put it on speaker for me if you don't mind. She dialed his number. When he answered, Sanders spoke directly into the phone. What is going on, man? My name is Detective Sanders. We have an investigation going on right now. Your name came up, so I kind of need to speak to you. Honestly. North Charleston City Hall. What time could you be here? Approximately? All right, I appreciate it, man. All right. The suspect agreed to arrive within the hour to talk with detectives. However, mere 20 minutes later, an automated license plate reader on a nearby thoroughfare triggered an urgent alert. Patrol units in the immediate area intercepted the white Infiniti sedan and conducted a felony traffic stop. Step out of the vehicle. Put your hands up. An officer commanded over a loudspeaker. Right now, you are detained. All right? The driver was handcuffed and placed in the back of a cruiser while officers secured the vehicle. Hey, what about taking this video? An officer asked. I am going to start a tow sheet. We got to tow it to the warehouse. They said to not touch it, another officer added. They are going to tow the vehicle to the warehouse for us. She is starting a search warrant for it. Back at the station, Sanders learned of the traffic stop and sighed softly. He is not happy right now, Sanders noted. Damn, man. Bro, I literally just got off the phone with him like 20 minutes ago and told him he had an hour. Hopefully, he will do what he needs to do and tell us what we need to know. Sanders walked into the processing room where the driver sat handcuffed, visibly agitated. What is up, bro? Sanders greeted him calmly. All right, I am going to keep it a buck with you. We just talked 20 minutes ago. So, tell you how we got there. I had already put out a flyer with your car. I didn't have time to get in contact with them prior to them stopping you. So, I would say that is on me. I will take that. And I apologize for that, honestly. I will take the handcuffs off you, bro. Before we start talking, can we get through this form and then we will talk? Like I said, this ain't accusing you of doing anything, but I knew you was in the area. Need to figure out what happened. What you know. So let us go through this form. I just need you to read this real quick. The driver shook his head nervously, pushing the waiver form back across the table. All right, I knew this was going to happen, the driver stated firmly. I am going to get a lawyer, though. With the suspect invoking his right to counsel, direct questioning had to cease. Immediately, Detective Sanders returned to the briefing room to confer with Detective Reams and the supervisor. I don't feel comfortable making a charge right now, Sanders admitted candidly. What probable cause do we have right now? So there is communication between the victim and the suspect, Reams argued. They are meeting. You know that they got into the same car together. There is a shooting and that white vehicle seemed clean to see. And the person he met is the deceased. He has not come forward. Right, Sanders countered thoughtfully. My thing is, we don't know what happened. In that car, you got to be comfortable. Don't let us tell you. Who is to say he didn't shoot himself? Until we can get something clarifying, like what exactly happened in the car, we are going to search warrant the car now. Okay, fine. If it happened in the car, there's going to be blood because it was an arterial hit. Is there gun and blood in the car? I think there is enough there once we search it. I got the warrant signed, so I will be on the way, Holly announced, walking into the room with the signed search authorization. The crime scene unit towed the white Infiniti to the forensic processing bay. The goal now is to search the car, Sanders explained. If we are extremely lucky, maybe a gun or shell casing is in between the seats. Hope that there will be blood. Then if he says, I didn't do nothing, well, the blood is in your car, so explain it to us. Technicians illuminated the interior of the vehicle under high-intensity lamps. There is a hole in the driver's side door that interests me, a technician noted, pointing at an indentation near the lower panel. That could be a bullet hole. Could be old. Can we look in the compartments real quick and make sure there is no gun? What do you see under the seat? Holly asked. I am not seeing anything, the technician replied. He has had a chance to get rid of the gun already. We are about to do some Blue Star to see if we can illuminate